Because she eats custard.
I've never come across an explanation that custard is the cause of obesity.
Yeah.
Well, you best believe it. Custard is the root cause of obesity in the whole wide world. What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at some parents who don't really understand how to feed their children. Part 7. Today we're going to be looking at a kid who's 13 years old and called Denisa. She is overweight, weighing in at roughly 16 stone. For my American audience, which is most of you. Hey Siri, what is 16 stone in pounds? That's 224 pounds.
13-year-old Denisa and her family moved to the UK from Romania 4 years ago. Like 20% of children her age, Denisa has been diagnosed as obese.
I think my weight affects the way I feel about myself.
It probably does. Now, you're not wrong in thinking that. And by the way, I don't want to be nasty or anything, but Denise here kind of looks like a middle-aged 40-year-old lady, which is kind of unfortunate. And very sad, because again, only being the age of 13, bro, she doesn't really have much say in what she makes. You know, it's not like she can go to Asda or Sainsbury's and start cooking up an absolute storm when she gets back home from school and meal prep and hit the gym. She's 13, you know, so she doesn't really have access to any of this stuff. She's unable to do this. Not only that, but it's her parents who are the ones who are the role models that should be setting an example. It's a very common thing I find in a lot of these videos when we watch. The parents just don't do that in the slightest. And you'll normally find it's the parents who overeat in the first place as well. But you'll see as well in this video how they try and push the blame onto Denise.
People don't judge you by the way you are, by the way your character is. They judge you by the way you look.
Now, I know this is a little controversial, but I will say when you're at that age, I 100% actually do agree with that. I feel like when you're at school, 100%. Kids are really mean. They are the meanest. I don't know why. Well, you little brats right now watching. Why? Why are you mean? But yeah, I can imagine being in school, she probably gets picked on, and that's not fair. That's not nice. Probably adds to the stress and makes it way worse for her.
At nearly 16 stone, Denisa is double the weight a girl her age should be.
Now in this video, they're actually talking about going down the route of surgery already, which is a complete shame because being at the age of 13, you have time. In fact, you have time to even learn new ways of trying to be healthy. There's so much to learn when you're 13 years old and you have so much time to try and counteract that. But as you're going to see, her parents are like so set on her getting surgery, which is very bizarre to me.
I don't think my parents eat the right food because they love the same food as I do.
Nothing gets past Denisa, does it? Yeah, probably so. Looking at the dad here, yeah, I would agree. I don't think he's eating the right food. I don't think this guy's living off of rice, broccoli, and chicken. I'm no doctor. I'm going to put that out there as a swing in the dark.
Denisa and her parents have come to King's College Hospital to find out whether she's suitable for surgery.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at the fact, why does the doctor look like he's a 17-year-old boy who just escaped from school? Why my guy look like he's at the doctor's now being a surgeon, but in about 20 minutes time, he goes to play for the Beatles? Nothing to do with the video whatsoever. I just wanted to put that in there.
So, tell me about your weight, if you don't mind, Denisa. What have you done to try and control it? Have you tried stuff?
I think we've been on a diet.
Yeah, we keep on diet, all three together.
I feel kind of bad. Well, I actually feel very bad for her, but in this situation especially, right? Because coming to the kid like, what have you done to try and stop this? She's 13. What can she realistically do by herself to try and stop this? The parents claim, and you're going to see in a second, they claim that they've put her on a diet, but it doesn't work. Denise is an absolute enigma. Just something doesn't add up here. An absolute anomaly. She bends the rules of physics. For some reason, she puts in less food, but somehow gets bigger. It doesn't make any sense. Doctors are baffled. Realistically, though, how hard are you actually trying at the age of 13 if you can't lose any weight whatsoever? Again, it just comes back to the parents, I think.
Sometimes she go to the fridge in the night.
What would you snack at from the fridge?
Summertime, she go in the fridge in the middle of night. Like a little monster in the middle of the night. She goes crawling through the hallway into the fridge every night. Fuck, bro, you just called out your daughter. Yeah, she's such a little sneaky little goober. She just always sneaking, she is. Middle of the night. What a snitch, eh? Jeez, it's not very nice.
As I'm sure you know, this clinic is a surgical clinic. So is that right? Do you understand that?
For us, it's
I think they get that. I don't think they were going to wait, what? You're telling me bypass surgery is a type of... I think they've probably gathered that. But then he talks about how surgery is their last option. She was born like a few weeks ago, bro. Like, it's not your last option. She has time. I don't understand this. It's kind of frustrating to watch. Listen.
It's the best solution now. We try to diet, we try to do many things.
Have you though? It's been a few days. She's literally 13. Is surgery really the best option? Even if you're in your 20s. Now, I will say bypass surgery can be an absolute miracle for some people. I'm not arguing that whatsoever. Because I know there's also some people out there as well like, oh, it's such a cop-out if you do it the easy way. Who gives a f***, bro? If it works, it works. It's like medication, right? For ADHD people. Dude, if it works, take it. I don't understand that logic. That's BS. But at the age of 13, I do, yes, think that there are a few better options than taking the surgery. Time is quite literally on her side.
I think we like to try and make sure that we've tried everything from a sort of diet and exercise point of view. Generally, our process is that you have to really try everything we can to help.
Yeah, I agree. I think that should be on the top of their list. Dieting. Especially for a 13-year-old, when you weigh in the facts, I would argue that having a surgery at her age would probably be more risky than just her trying to actually lose the weight properly. Like, you know, surgery really is supposed to be one of these like last resorts, right? Like generally nothing else works. It's impossible to break out of these habits. You're over 40 years old. You will die soon if you don't change your way, but you're not strong enough. You can't. Then yes, take the surgery. Not at 13, bro. And yeah, she's big, and I'm sure she would be classed as obese, but I wouldn't then also say she's at death's door. You know what I mean? It's not like she's one of those people that can't even get out of bed. In the first clip, she's running around even.
First, before going ahead with something like an operation.
If this fails, surgery will be her only hope.
Why is it so dire? It's like, the way they made that sound, if it doesn't, like, it works for every single person on the planet, but if it doesn't work for Denise, then surgery will be her only. It's like, if they really wanted it, and if they really tried hard enough, I'm sure you could do it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's such a cop-out to be like, we'll have to wait and see. And you're going to see in a second just how hard and badly they want this. How bad does it's their little baby girl is obese. You know, they've just had a serious talk with the doctors. What is their next course of action?
15 minutes after leaving the hospital, Denise's parents take her for one last treat.
Just the one last treat. One last for my baby girl, Denise. McDonald's! Why? Just what? I don't understand this logic either. A lot of people are like, okay, I'm going to start on Monday. Next year is going to be my year. At the end of this week, next month is going to... Just start it now. Like, stop lying to yourself. If you can't start it now and you like to do that, well, let's just do one last binge. Because what normally happens is you just have a massive binge and then you just carry on anyway. Like, if you're going to do it, do it. I don't understand this, man. Especially, like, you would surely be pretty worried. It's not like surgery isn't a serious thing. It's not like if Denise had the surgery, there's not the risk of her dying from that. Why would you, as a parent, your next thought process be... let's take her to McDonald's. Yeah, man, it's so bizarre. I don't know why. Like, this diet isn't working.
I went there hoping that they'll say, yes, you can have the surgery, and I'll just have the surgery in the summer break, but they kind of told the side effects, and I didn't like them. One of them was that I could die. Yeah, that's a pretty bad side effect, that. Pretty nasty side effect. That's a hard one to budge. And that's the thing as well, right? Like, I suppose she doesn't even really... I mean, she's 13, for God's sake. I know it's kind of hard to get that out of my head because she looks like she's in her 50s, but like, she's 13. Of course, she doesn't know the side effects. I'm sure the way her parents made it sound for her was like, surgery's this cool, fun thing that is like this magic golden ticket. Like, everybody does it. And there's no concern. Nothing bad will happen. When that's not true, bro. It's dangerous, you know? Like, likelihood she'll be perfectly fine. She'll have the surgery and it will help. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, she clearly doesn't know the detrimental effects of this. And again, why would she? She's 13. And I don't want to die.
Yeah, I don't know. That is, like I said, a bad side effect.
But here, when we come, food and sweets and all, you know, everything you see, you buy it because it's cheaper.
I hate this argument. Everyone always uses this argument. We were trying to buy fruit and veg, but a box of Celebration cheaper for us to feed our whole family. Well, like, what are you living on, bro? You can't live off on sweets. It's not a proper meal. Like a tin of Celebrations, you're not going to eat that at the end of the night. Be like, that was a good dinner. I feel quite satisfied now. Like, no, I don't get it. Like, why sweets and candy isn't even proper food? Yeah, sure, you can get it cheaper. That's because it's not a meal. That's like saying, I don't know why, but snacks seem to be cheaper than a full meal. Why is that? And granted, food prices have gone up massively, but this was about 8-10 years ago. So, you know, they were still reasonably priced then. You could get a pack of chicken, some rice. Rice has always been cheap. And vegetables. It's really not that expensive. Like, it just generally isn't. Especially when you start meal prepping and stuff. Like, back then as well. Not expensive. I feel like it's just a cop-out when people say that.
It's been 3 weeks since 13-year-old Denisa and her parents made their first visit to the gym. And they haven't returned.
So that was a thing earlier on as well. They went to the gym for the first time to see how that would go. And good for them. Trying new things, going to the gym is great. I personally find it gives me more energy, makes me feel better more than anything. And of course, it keeps you healthy. Makes you less anxious. There's just so many good things that I think can benefit so many people by literally just going to the gym. But they went once, 3 weeks ago, and haven't returned.
The hospital sent through a detailed diet plan for the family to follow. But Denise's parents have yet to put it into action.
You know how actually frustrating that is to hear? And I feel so bad for the kid as well, because literally it is the parents' fault. There's no denying it at that point. 3 weeks you've had so far, and you've not even tried to implement a diet plan or anything like that. So when people come to say stuff like, we've tried, man, we try, it just never seems to work for some reason. There's always something else going on behind the scenes. Have they really tried? I'm sure if you spoke to them at this point in time, they would have said, yeah, man, we've been trying really hard. They've not even implemented any diet plan for 3 weeks, and they went to the gym once. How is that exactly trying? They always think that their kid or themselves are this medical mystery on how, for some reason, they generally put in less calories, but they just gain weight. Sure, it's easier for certain people than it is for others, but it's quite literally fucking impossible for that to happen. Your body would probably win a Nobel Prize for that happen. It just doesn't make any sense.
My mum asked me, have you started that diet yet? And I'm like, no, I haven't even looked on the letter. I think that my mum doesn't think that the diet is going to work because it's kind of hard, and especially for me.
So let's not even try. I just feel like it's a terrible message to send to your kid as well. Don't even try in life. You know, if something's going to be too hard, don't even give it a shot. Just don't even bother. Just leave that. It'll be too difficult. Don't even touch it. Meh. What a terrible example to set your kid. Even if you tried and it didn't work, at least you tried. You know, there's like some truth to it being difficult. Absolutely. I'm not sat here being like, oh, come on, man. It is literally the easiest thing. It's not. It is hard for certain people. The knowledge isn't there. And yeah, some things can be expensive. It can be maybe not on the top of their priority list because money is an issue. So you're worried about other things. I get all of that. But it's just a terrible example to set to your kids to not even try, you know?
Because I can't do it by myself.
Well, yeah, of course not. You're 13. I also think it kind of comes back to the parents as well, right? They're kind of just blaming the kid at this point, saying stuff like, it's going to be too hard for her. Let's not even try. When realistically, I think it's too hard for the parents and they can't be bothered. So they're actually just putting the blame on the kid and saying like, no, you won't be able to do it, so let's not bother. You're the issue. When it's not, it's the parents. The parents don't want to eat healthier. They obviously don't care enough for their kid because it's too much effort. I just think that's kind of disgusting that you can't actually put that effort in for your own child.
She tried to lose weight when she was 11. She tried to lose weight when she was 12. But got fatter and fatter.
Again, he's pushing the blame onto her. Yeah, man. When she was 11, she tried and she just couldn't do it. So she was 11, bro. What? It really is like what you're feeding her. You're the one that failed, not her. Like, she fucking cooking it up an absolute storm when she was 11 years old. But it just didn't work.
But with the surgery, you don't have to give up of temptations.
Yes, you do. Why does everyone think like surgery is this weird golden ticket that like, if you have it, you can just live this magical life where you can carry on eating as much as you want and you're just magically not going to carry on putting on the weight? Obviously, more than anything, it shrinks your stomach down so you actually feel sick if you keep eating. But if you keep your bad habits up, you're just going to stretch your stomach again and be exactly where you were a few years ago. Yes, absolutely, you need to change your way of life after surgery. You know, it's like, how lazy are these people? Oh, well, surgery is this magical thing where we're just going to do it. We'll get it free on the NHS. The tax people will pay for it. And it would be like this magic ticket. No, it won't. Actually, I find that pretty selfish too, right? Getting the tax people to pay for your daughter's surgery because you were too lazy to even actually give it a proper shot or actually grow up for a bit and actually help your own daughter. God forbid you have to give her some of your time. Why even have a kid if that's your attitude? You know what I mean?
Some of the parents, when they come to us, have come with the idea that if their child had the surgery, it will act like a magic wand. The child will be thin and they will be able to live a normal life.
Yeah, but it just won't, obviously. He knows that. I kind of wish we could be more harsher again. I kind of hate the fact that everyone is so soft, especially doctors. I wish you could say it how it actually is. You know, the doctors to actually get pissed off at them. But you can't today, right? Especially now. Oh, that's okay. At least you gave it your best shot. Even though they didn't even try. It's just like, wish you could just say what you actually thought. You know what I mean? Because I feel like these parents need exactly that.
My parents find it hard to keep to a diet. And that's why I can't start a diet, because they find it hard.
Exactly, bro. The kid ain't dumb. She seems to be the smartest one out of all of them. For a 13-year-old, I'm telling you, bro, she's pretty on it. Some of the stuff she says throughout this episode as well kind of takes me back. She's more mature than I am.
The King's team have sent her to a neighbouring hospital to establish whether her weight is damaging her health before she can be considered for surgery.
So at this point in the video, it's basically confirmed that the parents haven't done anything and they can't be bothered and they're going to try and continue with surgery. But they need to now get approved for surgery. It's just like, man, you didn't even try. But she tried though when she was 11 and it didn't work, so.
And every time when she asked for something, we couldn't say no. We couldn't say no.
You said it twice just then. Why is it so fucking difficult to say it the other time? It's only a 2-letter word, man. And I just tell you what, I don't have kids, but I can imagine your kid hearing the word no every once in a while probably would be a good thing.
We need to do all this to be a normal child, to be well. Because now she's not well. With the surgery, everything will be okay.
Dude, she's perfectly fine. It's like they're putting all these ideas in their kid's head, right? Like, now she is ill, so... Bro, she's fine. She's no different from 2 weeks ago. That isn't an illness. Being overweight is not. Especially at that age, an illness, bro. It could be a mental thing, absolutely. But not at that age. She's still learning. You didn't even bother, and now you're putting all these ideas in her head that she's now ill. My poor sick baby. She needs the surgery. It's her only hope. The kid doesn't know any better, bro. She's just listening to what she's being told. In which the episode then ends there, but they give a little update at the end. Denise resumed her diet and lost 3 pounds. That's good. Obviously, 3 pounds isn't really that much. You could probably lose that in a week. In fact, being a kid, you probably lose that in a few days. But at least they're actually trying, I guess. I really doubt they actually are. I'm sure that was just a fluke. But anyway. But she now has early signs of diabetes. And the family are keener than ever on surgery. And that was the last update on that. I have no idea if Denise ended up getting surgery. I'm sure she did. And I'm sure the parents didn't even try. And I'm sure after the surgery, they implemented no new habits. But honestly, I'm sure Denise is probably around my age now, so I hope she's doing well. If anyone knows any updates on this episode, please let me know in the comments down below. Let everyone else know. Apart from that, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.